This video is about she was just a student until a philanthropist stopped his car. If this story inspires you, please like the video, share it with loved ones, and write in the comments how it touched your heart. Part 1. She was just a student until a philanthropist stopped his car. On the outskirts of a bustling city, where the skyline was painted in hues of ambition, lived a young woman named Mia. She was a college student, juggling classes, part-time work, and the weight of her family's expectations. Her days began before dawn, and her evenings stretched late into the night, filled with assignments and dreams that sometimes felt just out of reach. Mia lived in a small apartment with her younger brother, Leo, who was quirkily passionate about marine biology. He often joked that he would one day be the first person to communicate with dolphins. Despite their circumstances, Mia and Leo shared a bond that was woven with laughter, dreams, and the occasional quarrel over who would control the remote. Their mother worked multiple jobs, and their father had left years ago, leaving a void that no amount of strength could fill. But Mia was resolute she would be the pillar her brother needed. Every time she felt the weight of despair, she would look at Leo's earnest face and remind herself why she pushed forward. One rainy afternoon, as she hurried to class, Mia's mind was a whirlwind of equations and essays. The streets glistened with raindrops, and the air was thick with the smell of wet asphalt. She clutched her umbrella, dodging puddles like they were obstacles in a race. Just as she approached a particularly large puddle, she heard the screech of tires. She turned to see a sleek black car skidding to a halt beside her. The driver, a middle-aged man in a sharp suit, stepped out and raised a hand in greeting. "Hey there, you almost got soaked." His voice projected warmth, contrasting with the chill of the day. Mia blinked, momentarily taken aback. Thank you, but I really need to." "Just a minute," he interrupted, a smile breaking across his face. "I am Nathaniel, but you can call me Nate. I am a philanthropist, and I am always looking for bright young minds. What are you studying?" Mia was caught off guard. "I am majoring in environmental science. I hope to make a difference in the world." She tucked a wet strand of hair behind her ear, feeling a mix of embarrassment and curiosity. Nate raised an eyebrow, intrigued. "That is impressive. You know, we need passionate individuals like you to tackle our planet's challenges. Want to join me for a quick coffee? I'd love to hear more about your goals." Mia hesitated. She was late for class, but something about Nate's genuine enthusiasm drew her in. "Okay, just for a few minutes," she relented, feeling a spark of excitement. They ducked into a nearby cafe, the scent of coffee and pastries wrapping around them like a warm hug. As they settled into a cozy corner, Mia shared her aspirations, her desire to work on sustainable initiatives, her dream of influencing policy change, and above all, her wish to create a better future for her brother. Nate listened intently, nodding in understanding. "You have a fire in you, Mia, I can see it. But remember, pursuing your dreams isn't just about passion, it has about resilience. You will face obstacles, and that's how you respond that will define you." Mia felt a connection with him, a mentor figure she didn't know she needed. She opened up about her struggles, the juggling act of academics, work, and caring for Leo. "Some days, it feels like I am running uphill, you know?" "Absolutely," and Nate replied, his eyes softening. "But every uphill climb has a view at the top. You just have to push through the tough parts." Just then, Mia's phone buzzed, pulling her back to reality. It was a text from Leo asking when she would be home. "I have to go," she said reluctantly. "I need to get back to my brother." Nate stood, extending his hand. "I'd love to stay in touch, Mia. Here is my card. Let us connect, and remember, don't hesitate to reach out if you ever need guidance." Mia took the card, feeling a mix of gratitude and disbelief as she slipped it into her pocket. "Thank you for your time, Nate. I really appreciate it." As she walked away from the cafe, the rain had lessened and a soft light broke through the clouds. She glanced at the card in her pocket, a tiny beacon of hope amidst the chaos of her life. The encounter stirred something within her, a sense of possibility. Over the next few weeks, Mia found herself reflecting on her conversation with Nate. It wasn't just the promise of mentorship that stayed with her, it was his belief in her potential. One evening, as she and Leo sat on the floor of their apartment, surrounded by textbooks, she shared her experience with him. "Leo, I met someone amazing," she began, her voice animated. "He is a philanthropist, and he believes in me. I think I can actually do something meaningful." Leo's eyes widened, the light of admiration shining through. "That is awesome, Mia. You are going to change the world, I know it." His enthusiasm was contagious, and for the first time in a while, Mia felt a flicker of hope. As days turned into weeks, Mia began applying for internships, scholarships, and opportunities that aligned with her goals. She poured her heart and soul into each application, her fingers dancing across the keyboard with determination. She could hear Anita's voice in her head, encouraging her to embrace each challenge with resilience. Yet life had its own set of trials. One evening, after a long day of classes and work, Mia returned home to find Leo in tears. "What happened?" she asked, kneeling beside him. "I didn't make the team," he sobbed, his dreams of becoming a marine biologist suddenly feeling distant. "I wanted it so badly, Mia." Mia wrapped her arms around him, feeling his pain as if it were her own. "I am so sorry, Leo. I know how much you wanted this, but it is okay to be sad. Let us talk it through." They spent the night discussing his dreams, their fears, and how setbacks were a part of life's journey. "Look, if I can push through my challenges, you can too," she reminded him. "We were in this together." Inspired by the conversation, Leo found the strength to pick himself up. "You're right. Next time, I'll try harder. I'll work on my swimming and come back stronger." Mia smiled through her own tears, reminding herself that hope can emerge from despair. They made a pact that night to support each other in their dreams, no matter the obstacles. Days turned into months, and Mia continued working tirelessly toward her goals. The weight of uncertainty loomed over her, but with every small victory, a positive response to an internship application, a good grade on an exam, she felt herself growing stronger. Each challenge was a stepping stone, guiding her closer to her dreams. And then came the email that changed everything. Mia had been accepted into a prestigious internship with an environmental organization. She squealed with excitement, her heart racing as she rushed to share the news with Leo. "Leo, I got it. I got the internship," she shouted, unable to contain her joy. His face lit up with pride. "I knew you could do it, Mia. You are going to be amazing." They embraced, the warmth of shared dreams and determination enveloping them. That night, under a blanket of stars, Mia realized that her journey had transformed her not just into a student but into a beacon of hope. She had learned to embrace resilience through every challenge, and she was ready to face whatever lay ahead. It was during the quiet moments, like those spent with Leo, that she truly understood the beauty of the human spirit. With each setback, they had chosen to rise, to dream, and to believe in the possibilities. Little did Mia know that this was just the beginning of a remarkable journey where kindness, perseverance, and hope would intertwine to create a story worth sharing. As the moon hung high, illuminating the darkness, Mia closed her eyes and whispered a silent promise to herself. No matter what, she would never stop fighting for her dreams. Part 2. She was just a student until a philanthropist stopped his car. Mia woke the next morning with a renewed sense of purpose. The excitement of landing the internship pulsed through her veins, but as she glanced at the clock, reality set in. She had classes, work, and Leo to care for. Juggling everything felt like climbing a mountain with a heavy backpack, but she had a glimpse of what lay at the top. As she hurried through her morning routine, she found Leo watching a nature documentary about ocean life. He was glued to the screen, his eyes bright with wonder. "Mia, did you know some fish can actually change colors? Imagine if I could do that." She chuckled, tousling his hair. "I think you're already pretty colorful, little dude." "Yeah, but imagine like a chameleon," he exclaimed, animatedly gesturing at the screen. "I could blend in with the dolphins." "Let us just focus on you swimming really fast for now," Mia replied, trying to stifle her laughter. "One step at a time, and who knows, maybe one day you will be researching them up close." With a playful roll of his eyes, Leo got up, grabbed his backpack, and headed out the door. "I'll see you later. Just don't forget to be awesome, okay?" Mia smiled, the affection between them a comforting weight in her heart. As she walked to class, she turned the events of the previous weeks over in her mind. She couldn't shake the feeling that Nate's meeting was cosmic, like chance had woven their paths together for a reason. Classes rolled by, and Mia absorbed every word, her determination igniting the atmosphere around her. In the bustling hallways, she overheard conversations about climate challenges and sustainable technologies. Each discussion fueled her fire, and she took notes fervently, fearing she might miss a single gem of wisdom. Later that week, Mia received a text from Nate. "Hey, Mia, hope you're doing well. Let us catch up soon." The message gave her butterflies. She quickly responded, and they set a time to meet a week from Friday. In the days leading up to their meeting, Mia dove headfirst into her internship preparations. She researched the organization extensively, creating notes and questions that would showcase her eagerness. Yet, amid her excitement, doubts whispered in her mind. What if she wasn't good enough? One evening, after an exhausting day, she found herself sitting beside Leo, who was working on a school project. "Mia, "Can I ask you something?" he said, his brow furrowed in concentration. "Of course, Leo. What is on your mind?" "Do you think it is okay to fail?" he asked, looking up at her. The question caught her off guard. "Fail," she echoed, searching for the right words. "It can be tough, but sometimes failing means you retrying something new." He frowned, chewing on the tip of his pencil. "But what if I try and still don't make it?" Mia's heart ached for him. "Then you just keep trying. Each attempt teaches you something, and that is the real win. Plus, you have me in your corner, remember?" Leo smiled, his spirits lifted by her words. "You rewrite, I'll keep working hard." That night, as Mia lay in bed, she reflected on her brother's question. She had failed so many times, not getting into certain programs, struggling with her coursework, and even feeling overwhelmed while caring for Leo. But each failure was a lesson, a step on her path, and in that moment she decided to embrace every imperfection. The day of her meeting with Nate arrived, and Mia felt like she was standing on the precipice of something big. She wore her favorite dress, one that made her feel confident. As she stepped into the cafe, her heart raced. Would she impress him? Nate was already seated at their usual table, a welcoming smile lighting up his face. "Mia, it is so good to see you again. How is everything going?" "I got the internship," she blurted out, a mix of pride and nerves bubbling within her. Nate's eyes sparkled. "That is fantastic. Tell me everything." As she shared her plans and aspirations, she could feel her passion radiating from her. Nate listened, asking questions that challenged her to think deeper about her goals. "What is your biggest concern about this position?" he asked. Mia bit her lip, pausing to collect her thoughts. "Honestly, I am worried about not meeting expectations and letting people down." Nate nodded, his expression serious. "That is completely normal, but remember, even the most successful people face challenges. That is how you handle them that reveals your true character." His words resonated with her, filling her with determination. They spent the afternoon exchanging ideas, and as they parted, Nate placed a hand on her shoulder. "Stay resilient, Mia. I believe in you." The days that followed were a mix of excitement and trepidation. Mia dove into her internship, pouring herself into projects with a fervor she didn't know she had. However, the workload quickly became overwhelming. Late nights turned into early mornings as she struggled to balance her responsibilities. One evening, she returned home to find Leo sitting at the kitchen table, his face buried in his hands. "What is wrong, Leo?" she asked, her heart racing. "I don't know if I can do this. My science project is due tomorrow, and I am stuck." Mia felt the weight of her own struggles pressing down, but she knew she had to be strong for her brother. "Let us work on it together," she said, pulling up a chair. "What is the project about?" He lifted his head, eyes glistening with hope. "It is about ocean ecosystems and the impact of pollution." "Perfect," she exclaimed. "That is right up my alley. Let us brainstorm some ideas." As they worked late into the night, Mia realized how much she had missed these moments of connection with Leo. They laughed, shared frustrations, and fueled each other's creativity as they pieced together the project. "Thanks, Mia," Leo said, his voice soft as they finally finished. "You always know what to say." "I am proud of you, Leo. I love being your sister," she replied, pulling him into a hug. "Tomorrow, you're going to blow them away with your presentation." The next day, Leo stood in front of his class, his presentation on pollution affecting marine life filled with passion. Mia watched from the back, her heart swelling with pride. He was a star, and for a moment, all her worries about the world faded away. That evening, Mia received an email from her internship supervisor, inviting her to present her research findings at an upcoming conference. Panic surged through her as she considered speaking in front of experienced professionals. What if she wasn't ready? Mia spent the night tossing and turning, battling her anxiety. It felt as though a storm of self-doubt was raging inside her. Just then, a small voice broke through her thoughts. "Mia, are you okay?" Leo stood at her bedroom door, concern etched in his features. "I don't know if I can do this, Leo," she admitted, her voice trembling. "What if I mess up?" Leo walked in, sitting beside her on the bed. "But what if you're amazing? You always tell me to believe in myself." Mia chuckled softly. "You're right, I need to practice what I preach." For the next few days, she prepared tirelessly, rehearsing her presentation multiple times. Leo became her sounding board, cheering her on as she practiced in front of him. "You've got this, Mia. You're going to be the best." Finally, the day of the conference arrived. Mia stood backstage, heart pounding as she waited for her turn. As she watched the previous speakers, she saw their nervousness transform into confidence, and she realized she was not alone in her anxiety. When her name was called, she stepped onto the stage, the bright lights momentarily blinding her. She took a deep breath, recalling her brother's encouraging words. "You've got this." As she began to speak, her nervousness began to dissolve. Each word flowed with sincerity, and the passion she felt for the environment illuminated her presentation. She shared her findings, the struggles faced by marine ecosystems, and the role everyone could play in protecting them. As she finished, the audience erupted into applause, and Mia couldn't help but beam with pride. She had done it. With a sense of accomplishment swelling in her chest, she stepped off stage, feeling a rush of exhilaration and relief. In the days that followed, Mia received emails filled with positive feedback from the conference attendees. "Your passion is inspiring," one read, and another stated, "You have a bright future ahead." Mia felt a sense of vindication. Every ounce of hard work had paid off. As she walked home, the sunset painted the sky in shades of orange and pink. She knew that every challenge she had faced was leading her to this moment of triumph. When she entered their apartment, Leo jumped up to greet her. "You did it, Mia. I knew you would." "Me?" Pottery. She was just a student until a philanthropist stopped his car. Mia stood in a warm glow of the setting sun, the faint hum of the city wrapping around her like a comforting blanket. She had done it. The conference had been a success. As she reflected on the journey that led her to this moment, her heart swelled with pride for both her achievements and the unwavering support of her brother, Leo. "Mia, how did it go? Tell me everything." Leo exclaimed, bouncing on the balls of his feet as she stepped through the door. She couldn't help but laugh, the joy bubbling up inside her. "It was incredible. The audience was so engaged. I even got to answer questions at the end." "See? I told you it would be awesome." Leo grinned widely, his face illuminating the dimly lit room. "You're going to change the world, Mia. You're practically a superhero." Mia knelt down to his level, ruffling his hair affectionately. "And you are my sidekick. Together, we will change the world, one dream at a time." She pulled him into a hug, cherishing the moment. In that embrace, they both felt invincible. Despite her exhilaration, Mia knew that the journey ahead wasn't without hurdles. Balancing her internship classes and the responsibilities of caring for Leo was a daunting task. The accolades from the conference were still ringing in her ears when she received an email that sent a chill down her spine. It was from Nate. "Mia, I hope you are doing well. Can we meet? I'd like to discuss a potential opportunity that could further your work in environmental science." The words danced before her eyes, but the fear of the unknown loomed over her like a dark cloud. What if this opportunity was too daunting? What if she wasn't ready for whatever he wanted to propose? She took a deep breath, steeling her resolve. "I can do this," she whispered to herself. The next day, she met Nate at their usual cafe. As she entered, the familiar scent of freshly brewed coffee enveloped her, grounding her in the moment. Nate was already seated, his demeanor exuding a calm confidence. "Hey, Mia, it's great to see you again. How have you been?" he asked, his smile warm and genuine. "I am doing well, especially after the conference," she replied, her heart fluttering at the sight of him. "It was a fantastic experience." "I heard you made quite an impression," he said, leaning forward, his eyes sparkling with encouragement. "What I wanted to discuss today is an opportunity to work on a community project focused on environmental education. Your passion for marine biology could be instrumental." Mia's heart raced. "That sounds amazing, but what if I can't handle it?" The words escaped her before she could stop them. Nate chuckled softly, his eyes filled with understanding. "Mia, everyone feels overwhelmed when stepping into something new. It is your drive and determination that will see you through. Are you willing to take the leap?" A mix of excitement and fear coursed through her veins. "Yes," she said finally, determination settling in her voice. "I am ready for this." "Great, let us set up a meeting with the community board next week. This could lead to something much bigger, not just for you, but for the entire community." As they discussed the details, Mia felt a renewed sense of purpose. She was ready to tackle this challenge head-on. However, the days leading up to the meeting were fraught with anxiety. She spent hours preparing, drafting proposals, and researching effective teaching methods. One evening, she was hunched over her laptop when Leo barged in, holding a stack of books. "Mia, I need help with my project on ocean conservation," he announced, determination etched in his features. Mia glanced at the time. "Leo, I am a bit swamped right now. My meeting is coming up, and I have to focus." "But this is important too. I want to learn how to save the dolphins. You taught me how pollution hurts them, but I need to know more," he pleaded, his big eyes imploring her to help. Her heart swelled with love for him. She knew how passionate he was about marine life. Okay, let us work on it together, she relented, pushing her stress aside. Let us make it the best project ever. They spent the night researching, laughing, and sharing ideas. As Leo animatively spoke about different marine species, Mia was reminded of the joy that came from nurturing dreams not just her own but also those of her brother. The next morning, as she prepared for her meeting, Mia felt a mix of excitement and trepidation. I can do this, she whispered, recalling Nate's words. She was determined to embrace this challenge, just as she had always encouraged Leo to do. When she arrived at the community center, a wave of nerves washed over her as she faced the board members. Yet, as she began to speak, the confidence Nate had instilled in her flowed through her. She shared her vision of integrating environmental education into local schools, focusing on ocean conservation and sustainability. Imagine children learning about marine ecosystems and their importance from a young age, she said passionately. If we can inspire them to care, we could change the future. After her presentation, the room was filled with a palpable energy. The board members exchanged eager glances, and one woman spoke up. Your enthusiasm is contagious, Mia. We would love to collaborate with you on this project. Tears of relief and joy blurred Mia's vision. She had done it. They had embraced her idea. As she left the meeting, she felt a weight lift off her shoulders. This was just the beginning of something incredible. Over the following weeks, Mia poured her heart into the project, collaborating with local schools and community organizations. The more she shared her knowledge, the more she found her purpose crystallizing. She was making a tangible difference, and the gratitude from the children she taught filled her with a profound sense of fulfillment. However, life still posed its challenges. One afternoon, Mia received a call from Leo's school. He is not feeling well. You need to pick him up, the nurse informed her. Mia's heart sank as she rushed to the school, worry gnawing at her. When she arrived, she found Leo lying on the nurse's cot, pale and listless. Leo, she exclaimed, rushing to his side. What is wrong, buddy? I don't know, Mia. My stomach hurts, he mumbled, his voice barely above a whisper. The drive home felt interminable as Mia kept glancing at him in the rearview mirror. Once home, she settled him onto the couch, rubbing his back soothingly. We'll all get through this, Leo. Just rest. A few days passed with Leo recovering slowly but surely. Mia juggled her responsibilities, balancing her project while caring for him. There were moments of doubt when she wondered if she could manage it all. Nevertheless, she reminded herself of the resilience they had built together. Why do you always look so worried, Mia? Leo asked one evening as they sat on the couch together, engrossed in a documentary about ocean life. It is just I am trying to do so much, and sometimes I feel like I am not doing enough for you, she admitted, her voice barely above a whisper. But you are doing enough, you are a hero to me, he replied, his eyes shining with sincerity. And we're a team. Remember, we've got each other's backs. Mia smiled, grateful for his unwavering support. You're right, we're in this together. In that moment, she realized how deeply their bond had strengthened through their struggles. As Leo regained his strength, Mia also found renewed energy. Each day brought new challenges at her project, but she faced them with the confidence she had cultivated. She worked closely with schools, developing exciting lesson plans that captured the children's imagination, planting seeds of awareness about environmental issues. Then, one day, as she was preparing to address a group of parents at a community event, she felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude wash over her. This journey had taught her so much about resilience, not just in herself but in those around her. Every struggle had been an opportunity to build her character, and she had learned that kindness and determination could change lives. Standing in front of the audience, she spoke passionately about the importance of environmental education and how the community could rally together to foster a generation of eco-conscious citizens. As she looked out at the faces before her, she could see the spark of interest igniting in their eyes. Together, we can empower our children to protect our planet. Let us inspire them to be the change makers of tomorrow, she concluded, her heart racing as the audience erupted into applause. Afterward, as Mia stepped off the stage, Nate approached her, his expression proud. You've come so far, Mia. I am beyond impressed. Thank you, Nate, she said, a sense of accomplishment washing over her. I never could have imagined this journey would take me here. As they spoke, she realized that every obstacle she had faced had shaped her into the person she was today. There would be more challenges ahead, but she felt ready to embrace them. The bond with her brother had fortified her spirit, and the support from Nate and the community had opened doors she never knew existed. One evening, as Mia and Leo Hash 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 part 4. She was just a student until a philanthropist stopped his car. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden hue across the city, Mia sat on the balcony of their modest apartment, a cup of tea cradled in her hands. The warmth radiating from the cup seeped into her soul, grounding her in the moment. It had been a whirlwind of a journey, and she was finally starting to feel like she belonged in the whirlwind, rather than being swept away by it. Leo burst through the door, his backpack flung haphazardly to the side. "Mia, you won't believe what we did in class today." His eyes sparkled with excitement, and the sheer joy of his presence lit up the room. "What was it?" she asked, a smile breaking across her face. "We went to the aquarium," he exclaimed, bouncing on his toes. "And I got to see the dolphins up close. They were amazing. Did you know they can recognize themselves in mirrors?" Clever little creatures," Mia said, her mind racing back to their conversations about Leo's streams of marine biology. "Did you get to ask any questions?" "The marine biologist there was super nice. I asked her about pollution, and she told me how it affects the dolphins, Mia. It's even worse than I thought." His voice trembled with the weight of newfound knowledge. "We have to do something." Mia's heart swelled with pride. "I am so glad you were so passionate about this, Leo. It's important." But a familiar ache tugged at her chest. "And it will take time and effort. You know that, right?" He nodded, determination shining in his eyes. "I know, but we can start small, right? Like cleaning up trash at the beach." "Absolutely," Mia said, her heart racing with excitement. "We can organize a beach clean-up this weekend. I'll help you set it up." Leo clapped his hands, a wide grin spreading across his face. "Yes, this is going to be epic." As they brainstormed ideas for their community engagement project, Mia felt a bubbling sense of hope. This was their dream taking shape, their aspirations becoming tangible realities. She couldn't help but wonder if this project could be a small step toward Leo's goal of making a difference in marine conservation. Later that evening, after Leo had gone to bed, Mia sat at her cluttered desk, papers strewn about in various stages of organization. The air was thick with the aroma of her favorite vanilla candle, casting a warm glow around the space. As she stared at her laptop screen, she could feel a storm brewing inside her. The upcoming community event loomed, and despite every ounce of excitement, anxiety began to creep in like an unwelcome guest. "What if no one shows up? What if we make fools of ourselves?" she murmured to herself, biting her lip. She glanced at the card Nate had given her, his name written in elegant script like a lifeline amidst her doubts. Just then, her phone buzzed, snapping her out of her reverie. It was a message from Nate. "Hey, Mia, just checking in on you. How is the project coming along?" Mia's fingers hesitated over the screen. She wanted to respond with confidence, but instead, she typed, "It's coming along, but I am feeling a bit overwhelmed." She hit send, cringing at her vulnerability. A few moments later, her phone chimed again. "It is completely normal to feel that way. Remember, every great initiative starts with a small step. I am here to help if you need anything." His words wrapped around her like a comforting embrace, and she found herself smiling. "Thank you, Nate. That means a lot. I am sure I'll be okay." As the days passed leading up to the beach clean-up, Mia poured her heart into organizing the event. She reached out to local schools, posted on social media, and spread the word through her community contacts. Leo was her little cheerleader, excitedly handing out flyers and sharing their mission with anyone who would listen. Their shared enthusiasm became a beacon of hope, guiding them through the chaos. But the night before the event, as Mia lay in bed, a wave of doubt washed over her. "What if no one comes? What if I fail?" she whispered into the darkness. The weight of responsibility pressed down on her, bringing tears to her eyes. "I can let Leo down. He is counting on me." Just then, her phone buzzed again, pulling her from her spiraling thoughts. It was Nate. "Hey, Mia, just wanted to remind you that you're doing amazing work. I'll be there tomorrow to support you." Mia's heart skipped a beat. The thought of Nate attending the event filled her with motivation. "Thank you, Nate. That means the world to me," she quickly typed back, feeling a renewed sense of purpose. The next morning, the sun rose bright and warm, a promising start to their day. As Mia and Leo arrived at the beach, they were met with an unexpected sight: a crowd of families gathered with gloves and garbage bags in hand, ready to make a difference. "Met luck, huh?" Leo shouted, pointing excitedly. People came. Mia's eyes widened in disbelief as she took in the scene. They really did. Her heart swelled with pride and gratitude. They weren't alone in their mission. Let us get started. As the day unfolded, Mia found herself swept up in the energy of the crowd. Parents and children worked side by side, chatting and laughing as they collected trash along the shoreline. Leo darted around, his excitement contagious as he shared facts about marine life with anyone who would listen. Mia, look at this. He held up a plastic bottle, his voice brimming with enthusiasm. This could be hurt a dolphin if it got into the water. Mia beamed at him, her heart swelling with pride. You're right, every piece we clean up helped. The sun shone down on them, illuminating their efforts in a golden light of hope. By midday, the pile of collected trash grew larger, a stark reminder of the work still needed to protect the oceans. But with every bag they filled, they also filled their hearts with purpose. Suddenly, Mia spotted Nate approaching, his familiar smile lighting up his face. I am so proud of you both, he said, taking a moment to survey the scene. This is incredible. Thanks for coming. Mia replied, her voice bubbling with excitement. It means so much. Nate knelt beside Leo. You've been doing amazing work, buddy. I heard you've been sharing facts about dolphins. Leo nodded eagerly, puffing out his chest. Yeah, I want everyone to know how to help them. Nate grinned, then turned to Mia. You've inspired this community, and that is no small feat. Mia felt tears prick at the corners of her eyes. I just wanted to make a difference, she said, her voice shaking with emotion. As the event progressed, Mia felt something shift within her. The connection among the participants transcended their individual efforts. They were united by a common goal, caring for the environment, for each other, and for their shared future. By the end of the day, they had collected an astounding amount of trash, but more importantly, they had created a ripple effect of awareness and action. As the sun began to set, casting a warm glow across the beach, Mia gathered everyone for a closing circle. Thank you all for being here today, for making a difference. You are all heroes in this fight for our oceans, she said, her heart swelling with gratitude. Leo stood beside her, his eyes bright. And don't forget, we can keep this going. Let us have another cleanup next month. The crowd erupted in applause, and Mia felt her heart soar. They had ignited a spark of change, and she could see the excitement in everyone's eyes, a promise of continued action. Later, as they packed up to leave, Nate approached Mia with a proud smile. You've done something remarkable here, Mia. You've empowered your community. Thank you, Nate, she said, a wave of warmth washing over her. I couldn't have done it without your support. He nodded, and for a moment their eyes locked in mutual understanding. Remember, this is just the beginning. Keep pushing, keep dreaming. As they walked toward the parking lot, Leo tugged at Mia's sleeve. Mia, can we do this every month? I want to help the dolphins. Mia knelt beside him, her heart swelling with pride. Absolutely, Leo. This is our mission now. We will keep raising awareness and making a difference. The road ahead was uncertain, but she realized that they were no longer alone. They had a community, a shared purpose, and the unwavering support of one another. As they drove home, Mia glanced at Leo in the rearview mirror. His face was flushed with excitement, a spark of determination ignited in his eyes. We were going to change the world, aren't we? Yes, we are, she replied, feeling a sense of unwavering hope. And we'll all do it together, one step at a time. In that moment, Mia recognized the power of resilience, kindness, and the beauty of the human spirit. They had faced struggles, but the struggles had only fueled their passion.